Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, and a warm welcome to the 412 Test Wing, operating location, Air Force Plant 42, for the Change of Leadership ceremony. I am Senior Master Sergeant Daniel Key, and I'm honored to serve as Master of Ceremonies for today's events. Today, you will witness Colonel Dwayne M. Robinson, Director, 412 Test Wing, operating location, Air Force Plant 42, relinquish leadership to Dr. David G. Smith. The presiding official for today's ceremony is Brigadier General Matthew W. Higer, Commander, 412 Test Wing. For the purpose of military protocol, this is an outdoor ceremony. Military members will stand at attention during ruffles and flourishes and the national anthem and will render salute. We invite our civilian guests to participate by standing and placing their right hand over their hearts. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome our military and civilian distinguished guests in attendance today. We ask that you please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. We would like to acknowledge Colonel Robinson's wife and children who were unable to attend, and son Spencer, who is attending virtually. Dr. Smith's wife, Miss Denise Smith, daughter, Miss Bailey Cook, Bailey's boyfriend, Mr. Joshua Borick, grandson, Bryce Martin, daughter, Miss Avalon Cook, her boyfriend, Mr. Peter Ike. Edwards Air Force Base Senior Leadership from the Air Force Test Center, Major General Christopher Zano, Commander, virtual attendance. From the 412 Test Wing, Mr. Daniel Osborne, Senior Technical Director, Chief Master Sergeant Ian Eishen, Command Chief, in virtual attendance. In virtual attendance from the Air Force Life Cycle Management Center, Mr. Ted Grady, Acquisition, Environmental, and Industrial Facilities Division Deputy Chief. From Defense Contract Management Agency, Colonel David Ferris, Commander. In virtual attendance are the following. From NASA Armstrong Flight Research Center, Mr. David McBride, Center Director. Mr. Glenn Graham, Director for Safety and Mission Assurance. On behalf of Mr. Troy Archer, Director of Flight Operations, Mr. James Coleman, Division Chief, Aircraft Maintenance, NASA AFRC. From Northrop Grumman, Mr. Corey Carruth, Vice President, Palmdale Aircraft Integration Center of Excellence. From Lockheed Martin, Mr. Troy Gabbard, Facilities Senior Manager. From Boeing, Mr. John Popovich, Site Manager. And from the City of Palmdale, the Honorable Stephen Hoffbauer, Mayor, Mr. J.J. Murphy, Palmdale City Manager. We welcome all group and squadron commanders and directors, friends and coworkers who have come to pay special tribute to Colonel Robinson. We thank you for attending. Ladies and gentlemen, please join us for a round of applause for all of our distinguished guests. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand for the arrival of the official party, the playing of ruffles and flourishes, and remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by Rat Pack Ricky and the invocation provided by Miss Sandra Stapleton.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the rampart we watched were so gallantly streaming.
Shall we pray? Eternal Father, we approach you today on the occasion of this change of directorship. We thank you for this beautiful day and for this ceremony that honors these chosen leaders. May your presence be upon each one of us here at Plant 42, as well as all of those attending virtually. Abba Father, we thank you for the amazingly skilled leadership and guidance of Colonel Dwayne Robinson during the last year. Your divine plan to assign him here at Plant 42 resulted in countless wins, impacting the industrial production mission for many years to come. Bless him and his family as they start a new life assignment. Bless also the incoming director, Dr. David Smith, that he hears your voice and guidance as he executes these unique job responsibilities. Give him your favor and empower him with a double portion of your wisdom, energy, and strength. May he continue to call upon your name and seek your face. Lastly, we ask that you bless our nation and all of us here as well. Numbers chapter 6, verse 24 is your blessing on your people. May Almighty God, Adonai, bless you and keep you. May Adonai make his face shine on you and show you his favor. May Adonai lift up his face toward you and give you peace. Amen.
Thank you, Mr. Rat Pack Ricky, for that awesome rendition of the national anthem, and Ms. Stapleton. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. A change of command ceremony is deeply rooted in military tradition and dates back to the reign of King Frederick of Prussia. During this time, organizational flags were developed with color arrangements and symbols unique to each unit. When a change of command was to take place, the outgoing commander would pass the flag to the individual assuming command. This gesture was accomplished in front of the unit so that all could see and witness their new leader assuming command. This symbolic tradition has survived through military history and will be part of today's change of leadership ceremony. The guideon used for today's ceremony is the legacy of Aeronautical Services Center Detachment 1 colors. These colors represent over 65 years of Air Force Plant 42's contribution to groundbreaking aerospace advancement. While retired under a casing of colors, they are flown today in celebration of this special moment in plant history. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to introduce the 412th Test Wing Commander, Brigadier General Matthew W. Hyper.
Good morning, everyone. And a good morning it is. Take a moment to look at what's around you, not just the people, but the temperature, the light breeze, not a wind, right? Light breeze, COVID friendly, but not the normal antelope, or I'll call it Aerospace Valley wind, and a gorgeous blue sky. Lots of places to do airplane stuff and a great airfield to do it on. And that history is very appropriate for today's ceremony, as symbolized by the guideon we're using today. So good morning, everyone, from the center of the aerospace testing universe. Let me first add my warm welcome to the members that are attending both in person and virtually from the Robinson and Smith families, and to all the other distinguished guests, the commanders, the directors, the corporate executives, senior enlisted leaders, and these crazy wild supporters of Air Force Plant 42. They're small in number, but they're loud in voice, and they pop up all the time in every place I happen to be. And it's a neat thing to watch and see your support for this great location. Mayor Hoffbauer and Mr. J.J. Murphy, if you're watching, I'm glad you made it. I look forward to seeing you in person as soon as possible in the future. Thank you all for being with us as we officially transfer leadership and directorship of the 412th Test Wing, operating location, Air Force Plant 42. I'm going to call it Plant 42. From Colonel Dwayne Robison to Dr. David Smith. To the entire team that made this ceremony a reality, especially Miss Dawn Nichols. Dawn, wave. Yeah, thank you, Dawn. And the audiovisual team, all of you, you're behind the cameras, but wave and take your recognition. Thanks also, guys. This ceremony, conducted during and despite a pandemic, is testament to all of your attention to detail, your innovation, and your tenacity. Ms. Stapleton, thank you for the invocation. Rat Pack Ricky, you rock the national anthem. Thank you. There's lots of things that I can't do, and singing is one of them, so I'm glad to see somebody that can. Thanks for being here. Again, you rocked it. And speaking of those who rocked it, Dwayne, you, with the support of your family, absolutely aced this senior leadership opportunity. Please pass on my deepest gratitude to your entire family, but especially to Ray June and to your son. Among the many COVID-19 tragedies these past 4 months was the loss of my ability to interact with you and your family socially. It's an understatement for me to say I deeply regret not getting to know you better and those that you hold close at heart much better. In the very near future, we're going to hear some details about your success leading the Plant 42 team. And to not take anything away from your well-earned citation, I won't repeat the details here, but I do want to highlight a couple Atlas-like items. And the image I want all of you to see in your brains as I go through my words, as I have literally seen Colonel Robeson in action do, is that image of an amazingly strong human. Strong in mind, strong in body, and strong in heart. And in this case, an amazingly strong senior leader as well. That's critically holding the weight of his duty on his shoulders, many times alone. Dwayne, you led an impressive for the warfighter focused team of roughly 225 outstanding Americans. A small representative are standing very smartly and brightly 6 feet apart in the shade. Good job, folks. And those 225 outstanding Americans are supporting four definitive major defense industrial base mission partners and approximately 8,000 additional Americans literally building and maintaining the future of air power for our nation and her allies. Dwayne, you are absolutely the right leader at the right place at the right time. And speaking of timing, you can't make this stuff up. Who knew that your emergency management and major earthquake and tsunami expertise would be needed just days into this job, as you responded perfectly to not one, but 3 main shocks of the Ridgecrest earthquakes 1 year ago this Sunday. Brigadier General Teichert knew, and he passes on his thanks as well. He knew, and I enthusiastically concur, you were the ideal senior leader to guide this 5,700-acre, $5 billion and counting, I might add, enterprise that we call Plant 42. I also want to highlight the massive benefits your exceptional servant leader persona and approachable demeanor brought to this place and to your Big A airmen. I know they are all going to miss you, and that's an understatement. They're going to miss you, and so will I. While our overlap at Takata 2 in these senior leader positions has been a short 4 months, although it seems like it's been a long 4 months for other reasons, but it has been a short overlap, it would be impossible for me to tell you the impact that your professionalism, your resilience and genuine care, your wingmanship and your advice has had on my success in this truly ad inexplorata moment in human history. Thank you, Dwayne. It is literally my fondest hope that our paths will cross again in the future. I don't say this very often, so relish this next few seconds. Dr. David Smith. I'm just going to call you Jester because that's what I've always known you as, and that's what you introduce yourself as, but I got to get it out at least once. Jester, you know better than anyone literally on this planet the size of those, I think they're called spicy brown, right? That's the color that we're wearing. Those spicy brown boots to your right. You know the size of the boots you have to fill as the next senior leader here at Plant 42. It's a fortuitous thing, I think, for you and for everyone here that the feet in those, what are probably very expensive black leather shoes, are the right size for this opportunity. As I specifically mentioned to you when I selected you for this no-fail senior leadership role, you are the ideal match to this vital task. I am 100.00% confident you have already hit the ground running, and there will be no slack in the rope as you replace Colonel Robeson at the anchor position on the Plant 42 team in just a few minutes this morning. Jester, one of the reasons I am so confident of your immediate success and impact is the exceptional teammates you have at home and in life seated in the front row to my left this morning. Denise and Team Smith, whatever all of you have been doing to keep this guy motivated, focused, and driven, keep it up, and thank you. Please help me ensure, and this is a plea right to you, Denise, please help me ensure Jester gives you the majority, if not all, of the minutes he saves every day from his shorter commute. Okay? Our deal. You right? You good? Okay, help me do that. Denise, Leslie, and I are excited to keep you and your leadership talents on the larger Test Wing team. What you do for the entire Aerospace Valley community is nothing shy of impressive. Leslie and I also look forward to getting to know you better. After the Wizards here at Plant 42 deliver the miracle counter-COVID cure as Dave's birthday present this Friday. Right? You guys are on it. It's just a couple days away. Okay, I'm hearing some confirming stuff. All right, so even if they don't deliver the cure on your birthday Friday, Jester, happy birthday. And I'm going to answer the question for the record right now. No, I'm not giving you a ride in a B-52 for your birthday present. We did, and the answer is still no. Jester, you know I see senior leadership not at the top of an organizational pyramid, but I flip that pyramid and I see it as the cornerstone of support at the very foundation of the organizational structure. The charge I gave to you a few weeks back for this place and your current job, your next job, this job, boils down to three principal lines of effort. The first, pick up the strategic planning mantle from Dwayne immediately, add your contributions to his efforts, and then get after realizing it. It's not a small task, but it is achievable, and every strategy is composed of three things and leadership, and you got that fourth one in spades. One of the other one's resources I'll try to help you with, but get after it. Second, nothing happens here at Plant 42 without solid relationships. Nothing. You know this, but I need all of our mission partners, all of them, at Plant 42 here in attendance and those participating virtually to know that my charge to Jester includes him getting to know you. Not just know your names and your faces and your bios, but get to know you, to understand you, your organizations, your businesses, your mission set at a very deep level. And the more he gets to know all of you, the more he'll be able to find gaps and close them, synergies and capitalize on them, and help this diverse group of organizations interact, and at times not interact, on this little air patch with two 12,000-foot-long runways, dozens of ramps, hundreds of buildings, and thousands of people. Jester, the third line of effort I need you to get after is I need you to directly advocate to all of the Plant 42 mission partners, which I just addressed, but also to your neighbors, our neighbors, my neighbors, and to the stakeholders, the value to the nation of this part of Tecate. This part of Tecate delivers for the warfighter today, and I think just and maybe more importantly for the warfighter tomorrow. I'm going to take a quick aside here and note that little man there, you probably got a bunch of Air Force genes in you. And one of the things that your grandpa has that I'm super jealous of is that title, grandpa. But when I see someone of your age that is the same age or the same, I'll say, generation as my kids, I think about what this location and these folks here are doing, and it's for you. It's for you so that when you're in our roles, you can help us defend and protect this nation. That's the important part about for the warfighter today and tomorrow that Plant 42 brings. And Jester, you're going to help them deliver. You, Jester, are absolutely the right senior leader at the right place at the right time. To the members of the 412 Test Wing Operating Location Air Force Plant 42, still a mouthful to say, so to the members of Plant 42, or as Jester calls you, the plant, and to all the mission partners that utilize this national asset, our community and our nation have never needed you more. The three of us on this stage, we'll call it, are your biggest fans. You are the core of the defense industrial base that literally sustain and build the future. As a team, I charge you to keep the vector and the momentum you have from Dwayne, from Colonel Robeson, and let Dr. Smith know how we can support what you do for the mission of Plant 42 as you work tirelessly to ensure the future of American air power for the warfighter, for the nation. Finally, let me leave everyone with a call to action. The essence of our national defense strategy is to compete, deter, and win. And our adversaries are not just competing with America and her allies militarily. Our principal adversaries are also competing across all the instruments of national power. So, ladies and gentlemen, Americans all, compete. Use the inherent competitive American advantages founded in our Constitution, such as liberty, freedom of religion, freedom of choice, freedom of speech, academic freedom, robust and resilient free markets, the thirst to leave things better than we found them, the recognition of basic human rights, the rule of law, and last on my list this morning, but certainly not least, respect for all. I challenge you, each of us, to find an area where your skills and interests align with our American competitive advantages and rally the next generation of Americans to push the frontiers further and compete for the nation. With that, ladies and gentlemen, I think we have a ceremony to get to. Thanks for your attention.
Thank you, Brigadier General Higer. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to introduce the Director, Air Force Plant 42, Colonel Dwayne Robeson.
Morning, everybody. How we doing? Beautiful day. I'll be brief. I know your time's valuable. So I just want to welcome our guests virtually, and for those who made the trip out here. I hope nobody got lost, but we kind of like it that way. It's a great place, but we don't want to make it so easy to find, right? Amazing things that happen here. Adds to the history, and I think the culture that's awesome that's part of this team here. First, I need to give thanks to God for all his blessings for me and my family, for the privilege and honor to serve the team here. I need to thank Major General Lozano, General King, PAC FA4, General Allen, and General Tykert for allowing me the privilege and opportunity to have this assignment here. General Higer, sir, thank you very much for your leadership. It's been absolutely needed these past 4 months, and for all your support for this awesome team out here, and for your time today being part of this privileged ceremony. To the mission partners, and I apologize to some of our civilians because I'm going to use some acronyms, to NASA, to Boeing, to Lockheed, to Northrop, to DCMA, to LCMC. It's an honor to have been able to serve you, for our awesome team to help enable your missions to happen. Thanks for your support as we've worked to make this place better for everybody. To the team at Edwards, commanders, directors, senior enlisted leaders, civilians, thanks for your support. Right? We're only 45 minutes away. Sometimes it seems farther, but the capability with regards to the support you provided for our team here was invaluable, and it would not have happened without the great support and relationships from the team back at Edwards. Dr. Smith, Jester, when I heard you were selected, absolutely the right person. You've had, over the past year, I personally want to thank you for your support and advice as we've worked to enable the mission here. And I absolutely think with your history, relationships, experience, that you're absolutely the right person to take the leadership of this awesome team out here at Plant 42. So congratulations to you and your family. To my family, I'm unable to be here today. Hopefully we'll get to see each other soon. I started growing this mustache in March, and I've told them until we can all get together again, that's when I'll shave it off. So it's hopefully it'll be soon. To the outstanding team here as part of the operating location, Plant 42. My leadership philosophy, everybody's got a whole bunch of personal things that allow them to be where they are. My core tenet is very simple. And it comes from Matthew 7:12. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. And I just pray that, I've been able to demonstrate that for the team here. I also told you a year ago that I am never one to go into a place and worry about leaving my legacy. It's never been about me. I was asked to list some accomplishments that I did in the past year, and I didn't have any. Right? It was always about helping you and able to allow you to leave your legacy to the history of this awesome place. And I hope I've done that. So I just ask for your continued support. You know how important it is what you do here. Thanks for all you've done and for all you continue to do to take care of yourselves, your families, take care of each other, and make this important and awesome mission at Plant 42 happen. Thank you very much, everybody, for your time today.
Thank you, Colonel Robinson. Ladies and gentlemen, we will now proceed with the change of leadership ceremony. Please stand. Under the provision of Air Force Instruction 51-604, Colonel Dwayne Robeson will relinquish leadership of the 412th Test Wing operating location Air Force Plant 42 to Dr. David G. Smith. Dr. Smith will be appointed to directorship of the 412th Test Wing operating location Air Force Plant 42 effective the first day of July 2020 by order of the Secretary of the Air Force. Ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the director of the 412th Test Wing, operating location, Air Force Plant 42, Dr. David Smith.
All right, I don't do very good being tied down to a podium. For that, I apologize. The thank you list for this opportunity is really too long to encapsulate and get you out of here before noon. I'm humbled, sir, for your faith and confidence in me. I'm humbled to backfill an outstanding leader in Colonel Robinson. And, backfilling Colonel Robinson is a bit like following Rat Pack Ricky with a microphone. It's just not where you want to be on the agenda, right? There's no way to go but down from there. But I'm excited about this opportunity. I'm excited about this opportunity because I stand on the shoulders of giants. So I want to thank very much some of those giants that carved time out of their day. Mongo, DCMA, Ivy, Colonel Hallman, Dano, the team from the 412th Test Wing. Just deep thanks for carving time out of your very busy schedules to share this small moment with the team at Plant 42. The family, most important asset we have in strength. The people at Plant 42 may not know it yet, but you got a twofer in this deal. Denise is going to step right into the role as key spouse here and assist us in building that degree of respect and admiration for our broader team as we grow towards supporting this awesome mission at Air Force Plant 42. With that, I want to thank tangibly my beautiful bride. I don't know what could be wrong with her other than her crappy taste in men, but she's very special to my life, so I've got just something, a little token for you. So I like to tell stories, and I want to amplify on some of the things General Higer said in his most generous comments. One of those is where we stand right now. We stand in an awesome place. And if I could ask you to put your heads on a swivel for just a second, if you were to spin around, at least figuratively behind you, you see Northrop Grumman, where we're building the mid-body of the F-35, the Global Hawk, B-2 PDM, multiple other programs that are continuing over there. We continue to span across the horizon, and yes, it is horizon to horizon. You can't see the end of the plant due to the curvature of the Earth. We hit Boeing, where they built the space shuttle. We continue to move around, and we go over to Lockheed Martin and their phenomenal history. As we continue past Lockheed Martin, we hit Blackbird Air Park, and we see the legacy of ultra-supersonic flight with the SR-71s, the U-2s, the reconnaissance capabilities we've demonstrated in partnership with the city of Palmdale, next door with Joe Davies Air Park. As we continue around the circle, we hit the FAA, where all of Southern California's airspace is controlled. A little further around the circle, we hit NASA, where they parked Sophia, one of the most awesome aircraft we have supporting our civil enterprise and our global capabilities in airspace. Back to where we stand right here. So, General, with all due respect, I would have to challenge what we do in the test enterprise. Because what we do in the test enterprise is entirely awesome, but also totally insignificant if we can't build it. And we build it right here. So I'll tell you the story of a small child, Bryce, I'm kind of talking to you, and a dream. When I was a kid growing up, child of an Army family in Hawaii, my dad subscribed to National Geographic. I would grab those National Geographics because I was tracking something going on Earth that just amazed me. Crazy people in the high deserts of Southern California were flying something called the X-15. They were flying it faster and higher than had ever been done in the history of the world, and many of those records still stand. People like Knight, Crossfield, Engel set those standards for us, those standards to follow. I was so excited about this, and a tiny dream erupted in my head that maybe in my life I would somehow be complete if I could somehow touch that dream. As factors in life happened over time, I had the rare opportunity to come here and be part of that dream when I got a phone call from the 419th needing somebody to run their B-52 avionic midlife improvement program. A guy that I knew as a young lieutenant at Fairchild Air Force Base was running that CTF. He had just been promoted to lieutenant colonel. His name is Arnold Bunch. Some of you might have heard of him. But that opportunity was absolutely cherished by me because, Bryce, sometimes dreams do come true. Carrying that forward to where we stand here today is absolutely humbling. And I thank you so much for sharing this small snippet of life with us all as we move forward in the defense of this great nation. Some things are worth defending. Some things are worth protecting with our lives and our resources. We have people here at the plant, from civil engineering maintaining the runways, logistics moving around our essential infrastructures and supplies, our defenders that are protecting this place 24 hours a day, as they did last night when we had an intruder approach a highly classified site, our firefighters that are willing to put life and limb on the line to get one of us, Ivy, out of a jet that maybe didn't go as ideally as we'd like it to go. Providing that essential infrastructure along with our airspace folks out here who are making certain that runway capability is robust and maintained. It is an awesome responsibility to be a small part of that mission you do. My charge to you as I get off the stage is use me for what I'm here for. The only reason I'm here is to get the crap out of your way so you can execute mission. Because believe me, it's about you, not me. So thank you for this rare opportunity. Honey, thank you for standing by my side. Thank you for accepting that small token of my love, respect, my admiration. General Higer, thank you for your confidence in me. Colonel Robeson, Godspeed. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Smith. Dr. Smith, the men and women of the 412 Test Wing, operating location Air Force Plant 42, welcomes you. In keeping with the Air Force tradition, we will now proceed with singing the Air Force song, followed by departure of the official party, family members, and distinguished guests. While it is customary for Air Force members to stand, we invite all of our guests to join us in standing for the Air Force song. The words are on the back of your programs. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes today's ceremony. Thank you. Have a great Air Force Day.
You good to talk? He's trying